Hello guys, my name is Jane. My life came crashing down when I discovered that my husband Liam was having an affair. No, it wasn't some stranger he met at a bar or an office colleague he got attracted to. It was his childhood best friend Casey, who absolutely hated me. The woman who my husband always assured me that I didn't have to worry about. I won't lie to you guys, Casey had always raised red flags in my head. Casey never liked me at all. She always made snide comments about me and managed to ruin multiple of my dates with Liam. She always called him when she needed to and acted like they were in a relationship or something. She even said, "You must be so jealous that Liam pays so much attention to me. You should get used to this, you know. You are Liam's best friend and have known him since your childhood. I know that you two are close. It's not a big deal as long as you respect our boundaries." What boundaries, Jane? You think Liam would enforce boundaries with me? He is my soulmate, and I am his. Even his mom loves me like her own daughter. Do you know that his mom always wanted us to get married? I would have been worried if I were you. I tried my best to have a relationship with Casey. I get it that men can have a good female friend, but Casey was too much. And yes, my mother-in-law Heather did want Liam to marry Casey, so Casey's words stung at me at times. But when I met Heather, my fears were gone. She was a very sweet lady and seemed to genuinely like me. Casey was not happy with that. She was at the meeting and was fuming the whole time. Liam was sending her apologetic looks. That should have raised red flags in my head, but I was too deep in love to notice. Liam and I dated for 3 years before getting married. Casey threw a fit at our engagement party and our wedding. I was furious and wanted Liam to go low contact with her, but Liam was unwilling to do that. He always said, "You can't expect me to throw away my best friend, Jane. I know Casey can be a bit much, but she's only lonely." Seriously, Liam? This is what you have to say? That woman hated me and tried to ruin our wedding day. You still speak on behalf of her? She is after you, Liam. This is not healthy friendship on her end.
God, you are being paranoid, Jane. Nothing is going on like that. Casey is a great friend of mine and nothing else. You need to stop being so insecure and jealous all the time.
Guys, look. I have no family of my own. My own parents have been dead for a while, and my only cousins stay far away in other states. I had almost no support system to help me realize how Liam was manipulating me. Hell, I didn't even have friends since I moved cities to stay with Liam. So it was easy for me to believe his words when Liam called me paranoid. For the longest time, I considered myself to be paranoid. And that was until I discovered the text between them. They were having an affair after all. I was heartbroken and immediately confronted Liam. I said, "Liam, how could you do this to me? You've been cheating on me with Casey. I read all of your texts. You told her that you married me because I have a good job. Don't you love me at all?"
You had no right to snoop through my phone, Jane. I do not care anymore, though. Yes, I have been sleeping with Casey. She is my soulmate and my true love. But as you know, Casey doesn't earn much and neither do I. Hell, we are renting this place from my mom, for God's sake.
So you did marry me for money, Liam. You don't love me. Why did you play me like this? You are a freaking monster. I will divorce your ass and leave you high and dry.
How do you plan to do that, Jane? Planning to use those texts to incriminate me? Here, they are now deleted. Good luck trying to prove that I have an affair.
With that, he laughed and cleared all his chat history right in front of my face. He didn't even flinch when I cried and cursed at him. He simply laughed and went to our room. I was sobbing on the floor and trying to make sense of the situation. I thought that I was spiraling into madness. Without proof, it would be difficult to divorce him and I would end up paying alimony to Liam. I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want him profiting off me anymore. For weeks, I was heartbroken and angry. I didn't know what to do, but God sent me help. One evening, I found Heather at my doorstep. I was surprised to see her there, especially since she looked pretty worried. She came in and said, "I'm so sorry for showing up unannounced, Jane. There's something I really needed to talk to you about." "It's not a problem at all, Heather. What's the matter? Is everything okay?" "No, it's not okay, Jane. Are you aware that Liam is cheating on you with Casey?" "Yes, Heather, I'm fully aware of it. I found out only a few weeks ago." I didn't know how Heather got to know about this. Liam was careful and I highly doubted that he would tell anyone about his affair. Well, I was wrong. Of course Heather knew everything. How? Liam told her. She said, "Oh my God, Jane, this is horrible. How do you still put up with Liam? Do you still plan on staying with this loser?" No, Heather, I don't want to stay, but I have no proof of the affair. Liam deleted all of their texts after I found out. I cannot go to court without proof. He hid his affair well. I didn't even know you got to know about this. My stupid son told me everything. He even gave me a key to this place so that I could move out all your things without you noticing. He wanted me to kick you out of the house since he didn't want anyone pointing their fingers at him. I was stunned to hear what Heather said. All this while, Liam had been secretly plotting to throw me out of the house. He tried to recruit his own mom for this task. He didn't want anyone to think that he kicked me out. This man is a horrible piece of shit in all sense. Heather even showed me texts between them where he confessed to the affair and laid out the plan. More details came out and I was crushed. I started to ugly cry in front of my mother-in-law while she comforted me. After I calmed down a bit, she said, "So what do you have in mind, Jane? You want to go nuclear on my son? I will help you no matter what you decide." Really, Heather? Would you help me out? Are you sure about this? Yes, Jane. I didn't raise my son to be a cheater. Yes, I liked Casey and I hoped that my son would marry her. When he got with you, I banished all those thoughts from my mind. I thought that since he loved you, I would accept you as my daughter-in-law. I never thought that Liam would do something so horrible. I'm ashamed on behalf of him. You don't have to be, Heather, trust me. I am lucky to have a mother-in-law like you. I don't think that without your help, I could have done anything. I'm glad that you are supporting me against your son. I'm always here for you, Jane. Even if Liam is my son, I won't forgive him for his sins. He broke his vows and fooled you. I will never support that kind of behavior. I will help you however you need. Just tell me. So I told her. Yes, I wanted to divorce Liam and take it all. I earned way more than him and had better resources to hire a good lawyer. Plus, even though the house lease was in Liam's name, Heather was planning to kick him out as soon as I got the divorce going. Soon, Liam would have no place to stay and very little money to survive on. Liam was in a mess, but he didn't know that yet. He thought that Heather would support him and help him hide the affair. Well, the joke's on him. He had no idea what he had gotten himself into. Heather and I talked for a while and agreed to work together. Liam had clearly deleted all of his conversations with Casey so that I wouldn't have any proof of my affair. He forgot the fact that he had confessed to his mom about his affair with Casey. And his mom wasn't going to celebrate the affair like he had thought, so instead, she sent me those screenshots to help me with the divorce. She didn't tell Liam about this, and instead, she acted to be his confidant and milked all the information she could about the affair. Turns out the affair started even before our marriage. He was with me because I earned more and was a better wife, but he claimed that he loved her and felt happy with her. I was disgusted with the things he said, and Heather was as well. Still, she pretended to be happy for Liam while providing me with the screenshots. He also pushed Heather to throw me out of the house so that he could move in with Casey sooner. Heather stalled the process as long as she could. All of our efforts ultimately paid off in the end. Within a month, I was able to get my ducks in a row. One night, I sat down at the dinner table with Liam and said, "So, have you been enjoying your affair, Liam?"
I don't know what you're talking about. You have no proof that I'm cheating on you.
Oh, is it because you carefully destroyed all the evidence before I could take screenshots of your texts? You can be very clever at times, Liam. It's truly remarkable. I mean, you even fooled me for 2 years, not 5. Good thing that I'm not sticking around for more.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, I'm leaving you, Liam. Here's the divorce papers that I filed very recently. You can get a lawyer to check the clauses and sign them at your will.
Wow, you think I would just agree to divorce you on your own terms? Oh, hell no. I'm entitled to a lot of stuff from you, Jane, and that included a hefty alimony. Have you forgotten that you earned way more than me?
No, Liam, I haven't forgotten that. But you have forgotten the fact that we live in an at-fault state. One proof of your cheating will forever destroy your chances of getting alimony.
You can't prove a thing, Jane. If you really wanted to divorce me, be my guest. I will sue you and paint you to be a crazy woman. You have no proof that I have cheated, so it'll be easy for me to say that you were crazy.
We will see about that, Liam. You are awfully confident about yourself. Why fight me anyway? I'm pretty sure you want this divorce so that you can stay with Casey.
You know what? Let's go ahead with getting a divorce. I will have some good alimony and get rid of you at the same time. But don't think I will let you walk away just like that. I didn't waste 5 years of my life for nothing.
Liam's threat hung in the air even after he left the dining table. He was so confident in his skills that he didn't think anyone would catch his affair. He also made sure that he left no paper trail for me to pick up as proof. But he forgot the most important person who had all of the information about his affair now. I will be honest, but it hurt to see Liam so nonchalant about the divorce. I didn't expect him to beg or plead, but I did expect him to feel a little sad. I guess he truly never loved me at all. Anyway, I was just glad that I was almost close to getting rid of this waste of my life. A few weeks passed and Liam went to court. He was adamant that I was requesting divorce on unfair grounds and that I was a crazy woman who was ruining his reputation. He and his lawyer put on a great show, and even Casey was present in court. Casey gave an elaborate account of how I was jealous and insecure woman who was mentally torturing poor Liam and ruining her reputation. It was hilarious to watch them lie through their teeth. They looked pretty confident about themselves once they were done. Casey even smirked at me and secretly gave me a middle finger. But when it was time for me and my lawyer to present all the proof, they went pale. Both Liam and Casey were horrified to see that my lawyer had substantial proof of their affair, and they were extremely confused until Heather stood up to testify. Liam almost cried when he heard his mom express her disappointment towards him. I won't bore you with what was said in the divorce proceedings. The judge granted us separation for 6 months since we didn't have children. Things didn't look good, and even Liam's lawyer warned him that there were slim chances of him getting alimony. At that point, Liam was more concerned about his mom. She was pissed and not talking to him at all. Imagine his surprise when me and Heather walked into the house together. At that time, Liam and Casey were in the house together. I guess they didn't have to hide their affair anymore. Liam and Casey immediately started apologizing to his mom. He said, "Mom, I know that you're mad at me. I honestly thought that you would be happy to see me with Casey. I know you always wanted her as your daughter-in-law. Trust me, I'm not mad that you decided to help Jane. Instead, you have absolutely no right to be mad at me whatsoever, Liam. I don't know how you turned out to be such a horrible and disgusting man. I didn't raise you like this. I guess you really do take after your cheating father. How could you do this, Liam?" "Mom, I'm sorry. I loved Casey and she has always loved me. I gave in, Mom. I couldn't resist it anymore. If Jane had been a better wife, I wouldn't have had the affair." Yes, Liam was miserable, Heather. He was depressed and didn't know what to do. Jane has been very neglectful and always chose her job over Liam. If he was truly happy with Jane, she wouldn't have cheated me. Don't you dare blame this on me. I saw your text and I know you two had an affair well before our marriage. I guess you forgot that I even presented the proof to the courts?
"Shut up, Jane. You stole my mom and you turned her against me. You used her to punish me. You have no right to open your mouth here. I don't know what you told Mom. She loves Casey. You must have spread horrible lies about her to make her betray me."
Heather, you loved me like your own daughter. What changed, Heather? I swear all the bad things Jane told you about me are lies. She is just jealous that she couldn't keep her husband happy.
No one has turned me against you, Liam. It was your own actions that made this happen. Yes, I considered you my daughter, Casey, but I had no idea that you would turn into such a lying and cheating woman. Jane never said a bad word about you to me. Your own actions spoke volumes about you. Mom, you're not thinking straight. Let's just sit down and talk this out. My happiness cannot be more than Jane's, at least not to you. I'm your freaking son. Jane, you are no longer welcome in this house. This is my place since it only has my name on the lease.
That's right. You need to leave and let us talk to Heather alone. God knows what have you filled her head with. At this point, I started to laugh like crazy. Their delusion was truly delightful and their horrible expectations were hilarious. While Heather looked very pissed at the two, I was bursting with laughter. Why? Because I knew what was about to hit them. They had no freaking idea. Heather wasn't anyone's puppet. She was her own person, and she was about to prove it. I said, "No, Liam and Casey, I don't think I'm going to go away from this place anytime soon. My stuff is here, and I will soon have full rights to this place since I have been living here for 2 years now. Pretty sure the landlady will allow it."
No, hell no. This is my mom's place, and I only have the right to be here. And Casey will stay here as my guest. Once we got rid of the misunderstanding with Mom, Casey will be on the lease as well. You won't stay here anymore, Jane.
It's bold of you to assume that I will continue to let you stay in the house.
Mom, what are you saying? Of course I will live here. I'm your son. Jane is no one. I have my name on the lease as well.
Well, lucky I brought a nice eviction notice for you. Here, it's all been prepared. I want you out within a month. Jane will be the new renter of my house. You and your side piece aren't allowed here anymore.
Mom, you are not serious. You can't do this to me. I'm your son. You can't kick out your only son. You can't do that, Mom.
Heather, you are making rash decisions now. I understand that you were upset about our relationship, but that isn't enough to kick out your son. No matter what, Liam is your son, Heather. You can't do this. I can, and I will, Casey. Listen to me very carefully, Liam. For the last 30 years, I have done my best to make sure you grow up to be a good person. Today, you have shown me that you have turned into a horrible person. I have nothing to say to you anymore. I hope your decisions make you happy, but I won't be around to see the consequences. I want you out, and that's final. As for you, Casey, I have already forgotten that I knew someone like you. Make sure you say goodbye to my financial aid. I'm not wasting my money on cheaters. Liam and Casey were alarmed by what Heather said. Even after what happened in court, they never thought that Heather would disown them like that. Heather was even sending Casey money at times to help her out with her expenses. Well, let's just say that Casey can kiss that goodbye. Liam didn't want to lose his mother and didn't expect her to just disown her like that. Yes, Heather did talk about that. So Liam panicked and started to plead with his mom. His mom and I left before they could come up with more ridiculous excuses. I stayed with Heather until it was time for Liam to move out. Within a few weeks, Liam realized that he had messed up. He didn't want to fully support Casey on his small income, and let's just say that Casey had almost no prospects of getting a good job. Liam was so desperate that he begged me to give him another chance. That pissed off Casey after Heather kindly told her about Liam's new mindset. They had a big fight and, well, they're not a thing anymore. So Liam had to move out and I became Heather's new tenant. Heather really became a mother to me and still refuses to talk to her son. Meanwhile, I'm slowly building my life back, and I hope that this time I will truly find a man who loves me for real.